Welcome to the Four Seasons Podcast, brought to you by B&H Wealth Strategies, serving Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia since 1966. Here, we guide you through the ever-changing seasons of your financial journey, offering insights to help you grow, protect, and enjoy your wealth. Ready to turn your financial dreams into reality? Dare to dream. And now, here's your host, President of B&H Wealth Strategies, Jeff Bingham.
Wondering how to turn your financial goals into reality? Jeff Bingham, President of B&H Wealth Strategies, shares how his team crafts tailored, all-encompassing financial plans that simplify your journey to success. Welcome back, everyone. Skip Monty here, co-host / producer, back in the studio with Jeff Bingham. Jeff, how's it going?
It's going great, Skip. How are you on this Friday morning?
I am doing just fine and excited that the weekend is in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jeff, we'll get right to the meat of the episode. Can B&H Wealth Strategies assist with creating a comprehensive financial plan?
Well, if we can't, we're in trouble, I suppose. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, been part of this organization for 35 years and been in the lead seat for over 20 now. And we've been around for almost 59 years. And that is what we do, is sit down with individuals and families and craft the comprehensive financial plan. And we start that with just asking three basic questions, which you'll hear me talk about all the time. And they are as simple as this, that my dad and I kind of came up with probably 35 years ago or so when I started. And that is, you ask people, where are you? Where do you want to go? And how do you want to get there? And with those three simple questions, you basically have handed them a canvas and their brush, and you let them just kind of start painting. And we listen, and we'll ask them follow-up questions to help them aim a little bit, perhaps, because it can be a little difficult, and people kind of getting started. But once you get them started on those three questions right there, that's how you make financial dreams come true, is what that amounts to. And then that's how a comprehensive, if you will, financial plan is developed from really simple questions as you enter into complex financial issues and things that need to be dealt with. But our job is to take the complex and to distill it down into simple solutions that the clients can understand and be comfortable with. We don't want to hand them a big binder, which you'll see a lot of financial plans that are done that just has all the, they end up just being doorstops, as we used to say. I guess those don't come in binders anymore. We put them in PDF files or however we do it in today's world. But clients want a simple but elegant solution to their financial issues and concerns that they have to make those dreams come true.
Well, what steps does your team take to ensure a financial plan both addresses short-term and long-term goals, or is that even possible?
It is. I mean, those can often be in conflict with one another, again, depending on when I'm first sitting down, or as an organization, we're first sitting down with that person. Where are they in their season of life? What stage are they in? For young people that are starting out, that are just entering into a career and starting off or thinking about having a family, that becomes very difficult because they want to get a house. They've got all kinds of things that are out there. And it's hard for young people in that, as I just described right there, to think about the future them, right? It's hard to see, they're dealing with, here I am today. How am I going to get through this day and the weeks and months and a few years ahead, much less retirement? Let's say it's a 30-year-old for 30 or 35 years later, because they're strapped. And how do you do that? And, the thing, again, going back to the simplicity of it, though, what I would also tell these people is you got to look at a lot of things. So they need life insurance. They need all of these things that are there in the present to make sure they protect their family. But to be a financial success, and again, I'll go back and talk about when my dad was one of the wisest planners and best planners I've ever seen. The way you become a financial success, whether you're rich, whether you're middle class, or whether you're poor, you put yourself on the payroll first. And if you put yourself on the payroll first, then you will be a financial success. If you don't, it doesn't matter whether you're rich, middle class, or of modest means. Let's say, I shouldn't say poor. You won't have that financial freedom, out in front of you, because there's always things that are going to pull and tug on your pocket, things that your children are going to want, houses that you're going to want, cars that you're going to want. So those are going to strap and take that discretionary income away from you that you could be setting aside for the future you. But if in the Dave Ramsey thinking and along those lines, or my dad's thinking was, and mine as well now, that he's passed along to me, is that, 10%, it's like tithing. If you put at least 10%, save it before you spend it on anything else. Put it into the bank, into an investment account, build your emergency reserves, do all the things that are necessary. But you've got to pay yourself first, or you'll always be playing catch up. But the mathematics of starting early and saving versus waiting until you have money to do it. I can't quote the numbers exactly like I used to be able to, but it doesn't, waiting until you're 45 or 50 years old when you're making the kind of money that, as you move through your career, the amount of money that you're going to have to put away to get to 60 or 65 to have enough to retire, versus starting at 25 or 30 years old and putting a modest amount of money away, that 10% of your income, or even less in some instances. The accumulation of wealth, let's say, is dramatically different. Like I said, it's hard to play catch up even when you're making a lot of money, because what happens there is that your lifestyle just increases, right? So you still have the same tugs on it. It's like we say in cycling, it doesn't get easier, you get faster. Well, when you grow your income and you're making more money, you have more stuff most of the time. Your house gets bigger, your car gets more expensive. Your kids are now getting ready to go to college. Where are they going to go and how much is that going to cost? You're just always going to have those pulls on your money. The discipline is start early and do it often and put yourself on the payroll first, and you'll be a financial success regardless of the amount of money that you make.
Very good. Very good. Well, Jeff, if I walk into B&H and I need help, if my financial plan feels like a bad jigsaw puzzle, can you make all the pieces fit, or do I need to get a new puzzle?
Well, that's a great question. That's a great question. There's no answer to that. Everybody's situation is unique. But as you said, jigsaw puzzle, we kind of call it quilting things together, but jigsaw puzzles, actually, I like that a lot. I mean, that's the thing that we do and that we can help people with, is that we just say, look, you can ask questions about what they have and where their money is and what their financial picture looks like. We ask that when they come in for that first interview, and we'll also tell them, look, bring all your financial data that you've got in with you so we can see the pieces of the puzzle as you described right there. In that first meeting, we even talk about, because maybe they don't trust us yet. It's private, very confidential stuff. And we've been doing it for a long, long time. And we can talk about everything. The confidentiality is the number one thing in building that trust. But whoever's new and coming into my office, that new prospective client, needs to push those documents over to my side of the table, right, to our side of the table. They've got to be comfortable with that. So they can basically interview us for a little bit and decide whether or not they want to push that over there, or just have a conversation about it to begin with. Now, if it's just a conversation, they don't push it over there to us so we can actually, take it apart and look at it. It'll be impossible for us to do our job. We have to build that trust with them. Trust is a two-way street in planning, is that they have to trust us, obviously, that we are able to do what we say that we can do. And that's them interviewing us. But we're also interviewing them, because I have to trust them, or we have to trust them, that they're going to listen to us, right? That if we're going to give counsel to them and advice to them, and they do part of it, but not all of it, it won't work. Think about going to your doctor. You don't tell him everything, or he prescribes certain things, directions to go in, and you think, well, I don't need to do that, or I won't tell him about those things. Well, if you don't tell us all about what your financial situation is, and we start prescribing remedies, let's say, but we don't know everything, that could kill you financially, right? Or could certainly damage you financially right there. That is what we do. We take all of that, and we can organize it, right? It's one of the things we always say is you bring all that stuff in, kind of bring it in a shoebox, right? We call it the shoebox. You just got statements from everywhere. You got some money in the bank, you got some 401k plans, you changed jobs several times, and there's just money scattered from here to Memphis. What we do is we pull that out, we can look at it, and then we can identify what that is, and then talk about, well, what is it working for you? What's it doing for you? Do you want to consolidate these assets to simplify your financial plan, or to simplify your financial life? But that doesn't mean that you're going to be under diversified, right? You can have all that stuff and be invested in exactly the same things and have way more risk than most people actually think. I mean, most people don't really understand that. And I don't mean that in a negative way either. It's just not what they do, right? I mean, people are just, you check boxes in your 401k plans as an example. Two ways that people make finance or 401k plan selections that I've seen over the years, and there's data to support this, is that they either the first thing that's on the list or the thing that's been the best performer over a long period of time, if they look at it a little closer. And they just kind of check that box and that by default, and they just leave it alone, right? And they really have very little idea of what it is. And so it's just a matter of kind of going through that and helping them sort all of that out and seeing if it goes back to where do you want to go? Where are you? And we're identifying where are you with those things, right? Bring your stuff in. We take a look at it, spread it out, look at it. We organize it. Here's where you are, right? You told me where you wanted to go. And we talked about how you want to get there. Are these things that you've shown me and we've organized right here for you, are they doing that? Can that be consolidated? Can it be simplified and improved upon? And if we can do that, then we can begin to put together and a unique plan for that individual, kind of a one-size-fits-one type of concept right there. If you come in and you're in good financial conditions, what we tell people all the time, look, we take a look at your situation and we look at it and we say, look, man, this thing is working the way that it should be working. It looks great. Wouldn't really change anything. If we changed it, we'd just be changing it for change's sake. If you like your advisor, then stay with him. We can identify and say, check the box. Whoever you're working with or is doing their job, stay with them. But if not, we're also going to tell you if we think we can help you, then we're going to tell you that we think we can, and we're going to show you how we can do that. It's a back and forth conversation. It's a conversation when folks come in here for the first time to see where they are, what's going on. Like I said, you just sit back and let them kind of tell you what's going on, and people will open up and be honest with you if you let them talk, right? As I've always heard, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
That's exactly right. No two plans are the same. It depends on that person's situation.
One size fits one.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Jeff, good to know. And that's something I'd like to delve a little deeper into maybe in a future episode about 401ks. That's something I have a big interest in. But appreciate your time today, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks. God bless, man.
You too.
Thanks for tuning into the Four Seasons podcast, brought to you by B&H Wealth Strategies, where your financial success is our priority. Schedule your free 20-minute consultation today by calling 423-247-1152 or by visiting bhretire.com. Take the first step toward making your financial dreams come true. Until next time, remember, every season is the right season to plan for your future. Securities and registered investment advisory services offered through Silver Oak Securities, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. B&H Wealth Strategies and Silver Oak Securities, Inc. are not affiliated.